morning, my dear students. So in the last class we have started another one new chapter and another most important a function of a management, that is controlling chapter we have started. And today classes we are going to continue. So in the last class we have discussed the meaning, the definition, importances and natures. We have discussed the about the controlling. And today classes we are going to discuss, that is advantages and limitations, and along with the process we are going to discuss in today classes. Yes. So let me know. So in the last class we are completely come across with what is controlling and why we need a controlling, and along with what are the important roles are going to be played by the function of controlling. You people are come through about a controlling process. Yes. So in today classes, so what first thing, that is advantages. So here, what are the advantages or what are the benefits of a controlling? So if there is no controlling, what will be happen in the organization? That is we are little bit discussed in the first session. Yes. So the first advantages means here to accomplish our organizational goals. Yes. So here planning, in the planning function the plans are going to be prepared. So for all the functions are going to be taken places by the help of on the basis of the planning itself. But controlling means here by making our controlling of our measuring of actual performances by all the functions. So the controlling function is going to be implemented. So means here it helps to reach the organizational goals in a specified period. How means here? Because it going to analyze the actual performances and it going to be identifies the deviations from actual performances with comparing with the standard performances. So those deviations helps to make a corrections and modernizes in the reports or in the work process. Then we can improve our efficiency and effectiveness. So those helps to reach the organizational goals. The first one. The second one, judging accuracy of standards. Yes. So it helps to know so all the standards maybe provide 100% of result. So for example, you can now plan A. Plan A irutte. So ee plan here for example yadondu sports event anta helಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So plan A irutte. So ee plan A ಯಲ್ಲಿ so ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ A ಟೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ A ಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಂತ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ದೇ ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೀಚ್ ದ ಸೆಮಿ ಫೈನಲ್ಸ್ ತನಕ ಕೂಡ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ತರ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬಿ ನು ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ? ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬಿ ನು ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದಾಗ, ಸೊ ನಾವ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಎ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದಾರೆ ಅವರೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಟಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ players ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ we are assume. So because even they are playing in the same symptoms. So in that cases we are come across with that one. They are the best players in our team. But some situation even the best players may be failure. Is it? In certain situations or in certain circumstances, whatever it may be, even the best player also may be a failure. So in that cases, even the plan B has to be implemented in the same organization. So here in that cases, here the controlling helps to make a accuracy of a standard. So how the standards is going to be work? Yes, why we need a standards? If there is no standards, what will be happen? Means here we cannot compare our performances, we cannot identify the deviations, and along with we cannot make a corrections of those deviations when there is no standards in the organization. So that case it helps to measures the accuracy of the standards. The second one. The third one, making efficiency of resources. Yes, obviously it helps to allocate the resources in an effective manner for all the departments. Yes, departments not only in our working, it will be controlled in the resources itself. Yes, how the resources are has to be utilized in the organization. That is in a minimized. Yes, why we can how we can minimize the resources. That is by providing a quantitative and along with a qualitative reports or the outputs, along with that by minimizing the resources. That is also another one advantages. The next one, improving employees motivation. Yes, so here when we make comparisons of performances of a particular workers with the standards, so obviously we might have seen some deviations, or it may be any kinds of whether it may be there is no deviations, it is a correct match with the standards, or either we can find any deviations on that circumstances. So those deviations helps the workers to motivate themselves to do the proper work in a better manner. So our efficiency na increase ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವರ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Yes, if they minimize their errors, they is to get any motivational impact. That is either it may be financial incentives, either it may be a non-financial incentives. We are discussed in the directing chapter. So this is also another one advantages of controlling. The next one, ensuring order and discipline. Yes, obviously when there is a controlling in the organization, it helps to increase the orders and along with discipline in the organization, because we are already known about that is always the order should come from only a single person. So when we get a order or command from so many members, so we can, that is there may be confusions, that is which person's order has to be followed. So yara orders na follow up ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, confusions ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. But when we provide a single order but to everyone, means that is obviously they used to not to get any kinds of doubts or any kinds of confusion in following those kinds of orders. Yes, along with that one, discipline. So ಈಗ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೋ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಅದೇನೇನೆ ಅವ್ರ ಆಬ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವ್ಯೂ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏನದು ನೀವು ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಷನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ತರದಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ when we have the controlness in the organization, it helps to bring the discipline in the management and along with discipline in the workers, along with in the working. So working nature allu kuda we can see the discipline in the organization, that is by controlling. The next one, facilitating coordination in action. Yes, it helps to bring the coordination that we have learned in the meaning itself. Yes, so how it going to be build the coordination, that is by comparing the works. It helps to make corrections of our works, and along with that it helps to increase the coordination among the workers. So workers galdu coordinations galana increase ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ either work to work or department to department or branches to branches, it helps to bring the more coordinations in the organization. So these are the advantages of controlling. So the next one is limitations of controlling. Yes, so when there is an advantages, obviously there will be some limitations or some disadvantages will be there. So what are those? The first one, that is difficult in setting quantitative standards. Yes, so here all the standards cannot be set in a quantitative manner. That is quantitative means that is stated in numbers. Either it may be so all the standards cannot be set in a quantitative terms. That is, for example, a certification level can be set in quantitative terms? No. That is, and then the motivational level can be set? No. So these are the examples, that is all the sets or all the standards which are going to be prepared. So those cannot be set as a quantitative standards in the organization. The next one, external factors. Yes, we can control the internal environment, not the external environment. Is it? Yes, we have two types of environment in the organization, that is internal and external. So in the internal, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ? That is employees, investors, shareholders, ಹೌದಾ, customers. The next one, external ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ? External ಅಲ್ಲಿ, that is customers, investors. Yes. So here in the internal environment, we can take an example of employees and the suppliers and the shareholders are the internal controller. Then external means that is customers, investors. So these are those who are the external participants. So here in the organization, we can control the employees in the organization, and the factors or internal boxes can also be controlled by the organization. But what about the external factors? That is, can we make predictions of a customer? So ಇವತ್ತು ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನ ತಗೋತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ನೋ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು 12 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್, ಸಾರಿ, ಒಂದು 10 to 20 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್? No, it is not possible. So that is controlling can be taken places by, we can control the activities in internal forces, not the external forces. Another one, disadvantages. The next one, say that is restraint from the employees. Yes, obviously it used to be refused from the employees. Means here the more controlness will going to be create the rigidness in the organization, because all has to be carried out the discipline nature. So some level it is good for the organization, and along with it will be benefits to the employees. But when those disciplines or those restrictness going to be increases, means obviously it going to be impact on the, that is morally impact on the employees in the working natures. ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಗಳಿಂದನೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ನ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬೇರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, ಬಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ನೆಸ್. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಫೇರ್. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ to build or to create the or to fix the standards, first thing we used to make go with through the so many processes has to be taken places, because to set as a standard it has to be its own value should be there. For those to create those values, so we has to be analyze it properly. So which plans has to be set as a standard, so whether it may be work in a particular nature of a works, because now standards anta heli set ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ತುಂಬಾ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎನಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ or it may be errors should not be in the standards. For that purpose, to set the standards along with to carry out the controlling function, the costless time will be taken along with, it going to be incurred the more expenditure, either to analyze and to make a quantitative terms and along with to set those aspects. So it required more expenditures will be incurred. So in that cases it is costliest affairs. Again, Yes, that is controlling advantages means it helps to accomplish the organizational goals is first one. The next one, it helps to see the accuracy of the standards, how the standards are going to be worked in the organization. The next one, it helps to bring the efficiency in the resources, that is by minimizing the resources, how the works can be get, that is even it may be a human resources. So human resources ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಕ್ಗಳು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ that is another one example. The next one, improving the employees motivation. It going to be impact on the motivational level of the employees to increase along with increasing their motivational level. The next one, it helps to it ensures to ensuring the orders and discipline. So always the controlling is going to be directly play the role in, that is in an order and along with carry outing a discipline in the as well as the work and along with the organization and along with the in the employees, and it going to be facilitate the coordination in the organization. So all the works which are going to be carried out in the organization, either it may be in the departments and along with the employees, so each activity should be involved with the coordination among the all the functions. The last one, that is limitations. So it is so all the standards cannot be set in an quantitative terms. So it is difficult to set the standards in an quantitative terms. The next one, we can control the internal aspect but not the external aspect. So we cannot predict the external forces, but along with that we cannot make a more controllers among the external sources. The next one, restraints from the employees. Yes, so those the controlling cannot be easily accepted by the employees. Employees in the easy ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, because there will be more rigid in the controlling. And the next one, costly effects. So to carry out the controlling function in the organization, it requires more expenditure will be incurred rather than the other functions. So that's why it is another one limitation. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of controlling. The next one, controlling process, very important from the viewpoint of your examination. So totally in the controlling we have five steps are there. So I'm going to draw the chart now. Setting, performance, standards. Second one, measuring, actual, performance. Next one, third one, comparing, comparison of actual performances with standard, actual performances with standards. Next, analyzing deviation, next the fifth one, taking corrective action. So the first one, setting performances standards. The second one, measuring actual performances. The third one, comparison of actual performances with standard. That is AP means actual performances. So here comparison of actual performances with standards. The fourth one, analyzing deviations. The fifth one, taking corrective actions. The first one, that is setting the performance standards. Yes, the standards is a yardstick consisting of specific set of action relating to a particular job on which the actual result has to be evaluated. So here standards are the yardstick of consisting of. So here the standards is nothing but that is a set of actions. So standards means that is a set of actions on which base the performances or the activities are has to be evaluated. So here standards means that is standards are the set of actions. So these standards are the basis for evaluating the performances or in which terms the performances are has to be evaluated. So here standards are the set of actions or it is a yardstick. Yes. The next one, standards may be quantitative standards or qualitative standards. So in the standards we have two types, that is quantitative and qualitative. So quantitative means that is in the cost and the time, and the quantitative means that is employees moral or consumer satisfaction or motivation. So those are comes under the qualitative standards. So control standards are derived directly from the objects, goals, expectations stated in the planning. Yes. So here completely standards are going to be derived from the plan itself. So that is based on the goals of organization or based on the objectives of organization, the standards are going to be set. So in that cases standards are the set of actions. So here standards are the set of actions, that is which are has to be in which term, that is has to be evaluated. So ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ evaluated ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So the standards may be in a qualitative term and along with quantitative term. So in the quantitative terms means that is in the terms of cost and in the time. The qualitative means that is consumer satisfaction or and along with employees moral or motivational. So those are comes under the qualitative terms. The next one, so these standards are going to be set on the basis of the organization plan or goals or objectives. So ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, organization ದ objectives ಅಥವಾ plans ಅಥವಾ goals ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್. So here a standards ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, it's a set of action. So it a set of action on which the actual results are has to be evaluated. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ actual work ನ ನಾವು evaluate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So that will be stated in the standard. So here the qualitative and quantitative terms will be there. Along with the standards will be set by the as an basis of ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ goals or objectives ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ or derived directly from them. As the standard serves the basis for controlling, they should be set very carefully. Yes, already discussed. So standards should be set very carefully because all the performances are going to be evaluated on the basis of standard itself. So in that cases, while setting the standards, they should be very careful. And the standards for control should satisfy the following requirements. Yes, while setting the standards, so what are the needs that has to be carried out? The first one, standards should be simple and easily understandable. So standards ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. It should be in a simple term and it should be in an easily understandable manner. The next one, standards should be capable of achieving it reasonable efforts and times. Yes, those standards should be in terms of that is in a very shorter period, along with that is reasonable time and along with reasonable efforts. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ efforts ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಗ goal reach ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ standards ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, set ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. The next one, standards should be flexible, not rigid. Yes, so the standard should be flexible. ಅಂದ್ರೆ standards ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ any modifications ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ so ಅಲ್ಲೂ standards ಅಲ್ಲೂ modification ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. so ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಅದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರೆ even errors ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ modification ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. it should not be in a rigid manner, it should be in a flexible manner. It should be consist with the overall objectives of the organization. Yes, obviously the standards are going to be directly derived from the goals and objectives. So here whatever the standards are going to be set, it helps to reach the complete organizational objectives or the goals. The next one, it should be set scientifically with the help of time and motion study. Yes, so it has to be while setting the standard, so we has to be consider the time factor and the motion study. Where you are heard the word of motion study? Yes, in the second chapter, that is techniques, motion study, time study, first rate study, method study and a motion study. Motion study means that is a movement study. So in the standards are also, while we setting the standards, we used to be consider the time and along with a motion study, that is a movements are asked to be taken into consideration. The next one, it should be expressed in quantitative terms. So always, so the standard should be measured in the terms of quantitative terms, that is in cost or in the time, and it should be set in the consultation with the people who are responsible to achieve them. Yes, so while setting the people, we should consult the people, that is those who are achieving the goals. Andre workers jotege consult ಮಾಡಿ then we has to be set the standards. So these are the requirements of our standards while preparing the standards. So these are has to be followed. So here the first thing, standards are the set of actions. So here these actions are going to be taken places for on the which the actual results are asked to be evaluated. So ಯಾವ result ಮೇಲೆ actual result ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ evaluated ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ the standards are going to be used. So these standards will be in the qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative means that is qualitative means that is in the cost and time. The qualitative means that is moral or the consumer satisfaction. Yes, after that one, so the standards that is directly going to be derived from the objective or goals or expectations stated in the planning. Planning alli actual goals ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, actual plans ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ and actual objectives ಮೇಲೆ derived ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದು standards. So here while setting the standards, so we should take so many measures are has to be taken places and we should prepare in a very careful manner. So in that cases, so it has some requirements are there. That is the first one, standards should be in a simple and in an understandable manner. The first one. The second one, that is it should have the capable of achieving all the organizational objective. Yes, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. The next one, standards should be flexible, not in a rigid. So whatever the standards we are going to be set, all should be in a flexible manner or in a modifiable manner, not in a rigid manner. The next one, it should consist with the overall objectives of the organization. Yes, so here ella organization du ella objectives galanna achieve mado ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ consisted ಆಗಬೇಕು. And next one, it should be scientifically help with the time and emotion study. Yes, while setting the objectives, we should consider the time and motion study. Motion is nothing but a movement. Study has to be taken into consideration. The next one, always the standard should be in a quantitative terms. That is in a cost and time terms it should be stated. And along with that, while setting a standard, we should consult with the followers or the achiever of the goals. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ after that we used to be set the standard. So these are the first process of controlling. The next one, measuring of actual performances. Yes, so here the performances should be measured in the terms of in which the standards have been established. So here our standards are asked to be measured in which term the standards has been set. Andre standards inda ನಾವು ಯಾವ terms ಅಲ್ಲಿ set ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, because standards ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು terms ಇದೆ, 2 terms ಇದೆ, qualitative and quantitative. So ನಾವು ಯಾವ standards inda ಯಾವ term ಅಲ್ಲಿ set ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ, in the same term the actual performances are also be evaluated or measured. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, so standards, actual performance. So standards in an quantitative term, qualitative term. So in the same term, that is in which term the standards has been set, in the same term the actual performances are asked to be set. Andre idu quantitative ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, so actual performances should be in a quantitative term. So idu qualitative ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ actual performances ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, qualitative terms ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. If it is, so ಇದು quantitative ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದು ಇದು qualitative ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, so ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, we cannot make a comparison. For that purpose, so we need along with standards and actual performances, when we has to be match miss, that is both the terms should match together. So ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎರಡದು ಮೆಷರ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳೇನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಸೇಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಒಂದೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ quantitative, either qualitative or qualitative. So ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ we cannot compare the performances, then we cannot identify the errors or the deviations. For that purpose, it should be, that is actual performances should be measured in which term is, that is in which term the standards has been measured or set. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಅದೇ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ actual performances should be measured. The next one, the actual performance should be on a future basis, so the deviations can be predicted. So here the measure, that is a measurement, that is a measuring of actual performances always should be kept in the mind of, that is a future in a oriented agisಕೊಂಡು the measurement should be taken places. Why means, that is it helps to identify the deviations ಅಥವಾ errors ಗಳನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So it means knowing not only what has happened but also to know what is like to happen. Yes, so ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನೋಡೋದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೊ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್, ಮೆಷರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ performances. The next one is it must be clear, simple, rational, relevant, understanding, without complication. So complication and interpretation. So the actual performances should be same as simple, same as standard. Standards ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, simple ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Actual performances simple ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Along with that, so actual performances, measuring actual performances alle measurement alle ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಿರಬಾರದು, ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರದು. they should be clearly stated. so ಏನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಮೆಷರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. so all should be done without any complication. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಂಟರಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಎಸ್, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಒಬ್ಬ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರದು. ಎಸ್, ಬೈ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ an actual performances. so these are the deviations. so this identification has to be taken places without interruption from any persons or any moments in the organization. so this what the measuring of actual performance. so again I'm explaining measuring of actual performances. so actual performances measuring means here, that is in which term the standards has been set. so in the same term actual performances should be evaluated or measured. The second one, so always while measuring the actual performances, we should keep on the minds of, that is a future basis. so that helps to identify the deviations. why means here, what is happened in presence, so along with knowing about what is going to be happen in the future. so ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್, ದ actual performances should be in simple and be rational, relevant to an activity, and without any complications and interruptions in those actual performances. so this is completely how the standards has been set. In the same process, the actual performances are asked to be measured. That is second process. The third one, that is comparing actual performances with the standard. so here it involves comparisons actual performances with the standards. The first one in that we has been involved in two steps is for comparison. The first one, finding out the extent of deviations. Yes, so here the first we should find the deviations, and deviations is nothing but errors or mistakes. That is a deviations, and identify the causes of such deviations. yes, so ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್, ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಕಬಡ್ಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕಬಡ್ಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೈಡರ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವರು ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇವಾಗ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೈಡರ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಟೀಮ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ರೈಡರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವನು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೈಡರ್ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಇದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಡರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟೀಮ್. ಆ ಟೀಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ರೈಡರ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೈಡರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಅವನ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ದ ಅದರ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅವನ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇ ಆಗಿರೋದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅವನು ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಅರೈಸಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕಾಯ್ತು? Why I concentrate only a single person? Because ಅವನ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, you'll be the best rider. So ನಾನು ಅವನನ್ನ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will helps to a team ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It may be. So those analysis are has to be taken places in the organization. So ಇವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ 10% ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಡ 10,000 ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಮಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅರ್ನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ 8,000 ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ರುಪೀಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 2,000 ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಫಾರ್ 2,000 rupees? Where we got any deviations? ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ? ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ನಾವು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗೆ ಅದರ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟರ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾರಾ? ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ದ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫೈಂಡ್. After that one, in which way so what are the causes of such deviations? Deviations in the ಏನೇನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕೂಡ there has to be identified. So it measures the performances accurately. Any variations will be clearly revealed. So here actual performances is going to be compared accurately, that is properly they are going to be compared with the standards and the actual performances. So if there any variations are there, completely it going to be relieved to a organization, and the management may have information relating to our work performances, data, chart and written report. So here the management is going to be give the information that is relating by comparing, so they can provide the report on the work performances, the data on the chart and the written report. So ishtu mukantranu kuda arenna kodbodu, they can submit the report. Such information is compared with the standards to find out whether the activities are performed according to the direction. So ಈ deviations ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ, so those charts or work performances ಇರಬಹುದು, ಡೇಟಾ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so then the management is going to be verifies the reports, that is whether all the activities are going to be carried out according to the direction. So ಏನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀವೋ ಆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಏನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ they used to make a verification. So this is the third process. The fourth one, analyzing deviations. Yes, so ನಮಗೆ third step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, deviations identifications ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. So those deviations are going to be analyzed in the fourth step. So deviations means variations from the standards. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಡಿಫರ್ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗು ಕೂಡ ಇರಬಹುದು. So if the actual performances is less than the standard, it lead to negative. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಿಂತ ಈಕ್ವಲ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ actual performances ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇನೆ actual performances increase ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದೇನಿದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆರ್ zero deviations ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So if the actual performances is more than the standards, so standards set ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತನೂ ಕೂಡ high performances ಇದೆ, so that is positive performances. This will help to identifying who are responsible for deviations. So here ಇದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ to identify that one, either it may be in a negative or positive or in an equal manner, so are the responsible person. So that cases these deviations helps to identify the performances of the workers. The next one, taking corrective action. The last one, by seeing the positivity, negativity and equal performances, after that one they used to take a corrective action. So here it involves reviews and revisions of goals or standards. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನಿ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ revised. The next one, change in the assignment of a task. Yes, while the task processing, ಅಂದ್ರೆ task processing ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, assignment process ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, it should be changed. The best example, ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓದೋರ್ಗು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದೋರ್ಗು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್, ಸೊ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್, ಇನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೂರಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. We cannot improve the performances of poor persons, is it? So in that cases, so when we make changes in giving assignments, obviously it helps to identify, it helps to increase the performances level of poor persons. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು, ಪೂರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗೆನೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಡೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಪೂರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್, ಪೂರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮರ್. So provisions for additional resources or new facilities. Yes. So while taking a corrective actions, they can determine any resources are as to additional resources are as to be needed to carry out the such performances can also to be identifiable. The next one, improvement in the selection and training of workers or perform in the techniques of a direction. Yes. So ಇವಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂತ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ, ಸೊ ಐದರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಕರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವರ್ಕರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಐದರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದ ವರ್ಕರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ proper information to carry out the particular work, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ಡ್ in the deviation. So for that purpose, so according to guidelines of a directing, the places are has to be taken places. So these are the process that is which are going to be carried out in the organization. Controlling in the control. The first one, setting standards are a set of actions that is which are going to be measure or which the actual performances are has to be evaluated. It will be in the qualitative and in the quantitative. So these are directly derived from the objectives or the goals. So the standards should be set in a very careful manner, because it has to be compared with the actual performances. So it should be in a simple and understandable manner. So while making setting a standards, we should see the reasonable effort and time we has to be set, and after that one it should be in a flexible manner. And so while the standard should consist the overall objects of the organization, and along with it should be scientifically, that is helps in the minimizing the time, and along with a motion study. So always should be the quantitative, it should be in the quantitative term, and along with that it should consult the people, that is those who are going to be responsible to achieve them. The next one, actual performances. So actual performances should be measured in which term the standards has been set. ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಮೆಷರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆನ್ ಆ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆನ್ ದ measured on the purpose of future basis. So it is also should be in a clear, simple and rational and relevant, and along with understanding without any complication and interruptions. The next one, comparing the actual performances with the standard. So in this we used to identify two process, the two steps is the first one, finding out extent of deviations. So deviations na identification ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So those deviations are has to be identified and the causes of such deviations. Yes, ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು, ಆ deviations ಇಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. After that one, it measures the performances accurately and a variations will be clearly relieved. So ಏನ್ variations ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆ variations ಗಳನ್ನ clear ಆಗಿ relieve ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So those reports will be in the working performances ಇರಬಹುದು, data or chart, either it may be in the written report. So it will be submitted to a concerned management. So they used to see compare the performances, whether the performances are according to the directions. Yes, ಏನು instructions ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವೋ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಚೆಕ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. The next one, analyzing the deviations. So the deviations are as means that is variations from the standards. So here in the deviations there is a positivity, negativity and unequal. So ಮೂರು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Positivity, that is negativity means that is when actual performances is less than the standards ಗಿಂತ actual performances less ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. or actual performances is equal to standards means that is there is a zero deviations, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೂಡ errors ಇಲ್ಲ. The next one, if the actual performances is more than the standards, so then it is a positive result. So this will help to identify the who are responsible for such deviations. It may be positivity ಇರಬಹುದು, negativity ಇರಬಹುದು, ಯಾರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. And the next one, taking corrective action means it is that is review and revisions of goals of the standards. ಅಥವಾ goals ಅಥವಾ standards ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, another one point. The next one, changes in the assignment of a task. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅದರ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಗಳು ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, providing, that is improving the skills, selection function ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, and along with so ಇನ್ನ ಏನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿರುವಂತ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. And the next one, control function may require changes in all other managerial function. This shows the unity of the manager's job and the integrated nature of the management process. Yes, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ they used to take consideration of all the functions. ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟಾಫಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಸೇರಿದ ಮೇಲೆನೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ನೆಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.